So you want to know the one thing I like about the Phoenix Mercury? The Phoenix Mercury, throughout the entire process with Caitlin Clark and everybody, they have never been like, you know what, screw all of this. Why is she getting all this hype? They have been from day one, okay, and we don't have Caitlin Clark on our team, but we're making sure as hell we're going to sell tickets when Caitlin Clark shows up. We're going to market this game because we are going to sell. We might not sell out tickets for a single game this year, but we will sell out tickets to watch Caitlin Clark play. It's the same thing when Caitlin Clark played Taurasi, and they've done the same thing last year. Whereas this year, they're making a huge deal again. Let's take a look. Like, they literally are showing. Wait, they're showing Caitlin Clark scoring. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The hottest team in the WNBA is back in action. And drills it. Copper with the triple.
This is over. Watch it. Oh my goodness. She is back.
Pulls her way in. As AT goes coast to coast to tie things up.
Come find out. That is like, you're looking at a team actually willing to market a game. The rest of the WNBA is like, no, we don't want to market a game because, you know, Caitlin Clark is like, Caitlin Clark shouldn't get this marketing. What about me too? There's people watching for me, for these players too. It's like, well, yeah. And they literally are like, you know what? We're going to go and show off Caitlin Clark here. Because this is what people want to see. We want to sell tickets for a game. We don't care how. Let's be real. The only game they're promoting is not till July, and it's got CC, the biggest show in town. Yeah. Because I'm going to be completely honest here. They, as a team, have not cared. As an organization, have not cared about this. This is an NBA organization. The only thing they care about is selling tickets and keeping their team as relevant as possible. That's what they care about. Whereas a lot of these teams are going to be showing, like, I'm not going to say like fake hype, but there's a lot of these teams that are going to be going out there and like doing everything they can to not promote the Indiana Fever. They're going to be going out of their way to not promote a team. They're going to be going out of their way to be like, okay, we're you know, these other teams matter more, so, you know, we're actually going to promote the Aces more than we promote the Fever because Age is actually the bigger draw. And the tickets will be free, basically, walking in. Whereas to see Caitlin Clark and the Fever play, tickets are going to go through the roof. And, Sister Gentlemen, thank for the CC highlight. I hope Fever fans are making fun of this. Smart and special. Remember, you have this, an alternative we've seen generate more revenue. Remember the scheduling conflict. Yeah, like, let's not forget. Sorry. The Atlanta Dream literally rearranged multiple Fever games over the last couple of years. This year, because they're rearranging an Aces game as well, they were like, okay, it's due to the growth of women's basketball. Whereas when they were only able to do it for Fever games, they said it was because of a scheduling conflict. They said it was all because of a scheduling conflict. Nothing to do with you know, the fact that the more people just wanted to go see the Fever games, which is what it was. It was like, no, it is a scheduling conflict, which is a kind of crazy way to put it, but that is the way the WNBA has worked. You've got scheduling conflicts everywhere. And I'm going to be real here. I would honestly say that I would much rather a team going out of their way to promote what is a huge game. And Caitlin Clark versus the Mercury. Caitlin Clark has had really good games versus the Mercury. Like, in her rookie season, I'm pretty sure Caitlin Clark averaged 12 assists a game against the Mercury. Like, it was something crazy. Caitlin Clark was one rebound off a triple-double in a game where she just took over. She just took over at halftime. Like, if you guys don't remember that game. So, the Indiana Fever went from down 10 to up 15 in the third quarter. And in that plus 25 run, literally, it's one of those things where it's like she had, I think it was 3 points in that entire run, weren't scored or assisted by her. And it was like a 28-3 run. It was literally just Caitlin Clark scores, someone scores, Caitlin Clark assists. Kelsey Mitchell 3, Caitlin Clark assists. Nalissa Smith 3 for some reason. I think Nalissa Smith hit a 3 to get the lead. Caitlin Clark assist. Caitlin Clark 2 points. Caitlin Clark 3 points. Kelsey Mitchell 3 points, Caitlin Clark assist. Aliyah Boston 2 points, Caitlin Clark assist. Aliyah Boston 2 points, Caitlin Clark assist. If you scroll through that was for me one of the craziest things that I had ever seen. It was one of the craziest stretches of play that I had ever seen. Like with Caitlin Clark. But you've got a team that kind of knows that. You got a team that's kind of willing to be like, yeah, you know what, we're going to promote the shit out of this. We're going to make sure that our fans, we're going to make sure that people on social media, we're going to make sure this game's an event. Because this game being an event means, you know, people are going to care a little more about the Phoenix Mercury. And that's all that Matt Ishbia gives a damn about. That realistically is all that Matt Ishbia cares about. He cares realistically about putting the best product on the floor and making sure his team is as relevant as possible. And to be honest, like, he's somebody that probably he would have traded every single player for Caitlin Clark. Like, one of the reasons I say he was so excited in 2023 was I'm pretty sure the Phoenix Mercury had the second best odds of getting Caitlin Clark because they won 9 games the previous year. Like, they were very close to being able to get Caitlin Clark. So I'd say that was all he was excited about, thinking, you know what, we can win this lottery. But unfortunately, the Fever got it. And could you imagine? Caitlin Clark would already have a damn title. She would already have a title had the Phoenix Mercury won that lottery. Like, she would have walked in as a rookie. Like, they wouldn't have been able to have Kalia Copper on a team with, like, into an organization that actually, you know, scouts. Like, could you imagine a non-ball dominant 40%? She wouldn't have Aliyah, but they still would have been able to trade for Alyssa Thomas. They still would have been able to trade for Satu. They still would have been able to trade for brought in Monica Cole-McCanny. They still would have brought in Vala Wayayi. Like, there's a lot of players where you're like, and this team recruits very well on the margins, which is what you have to do when you have a Caitlin Clark player on your team. And also they use a money ball approach. They actually scout. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.